Jump around. We came here. I don't know the words. I'm always just lip singing and I always mess up the words. I don't know the words, but get up and around. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's not ruin our morning with Josh singing and dancing. Let's keep it trading related, guys. All right. So good morning. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you are having a fantastic morning, and I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday weekend. I know I did. I'm not bragging, but I had a freaking awesome weekend. What about you guys? How was the weekend? How many of you are just as out of it as me? How many of you guys feel rusty? How many of you guys feel like that 3 days felt like 3 months? Like, dude, that 3-day weekend felt like forever. And it's like, it felt like 3 months I haven't been here with you guys. It was great. I was so bored yesterday, man. So bored, Corey. Same thing. I was like, what do? I don't know what to do. Let me work on the new platform. Let me work with the developer who's like hit or miss. It literally felt like 3 months of like not being in the market. And it feels like 3 months. I just got rusty. I'm like, well, I don't even know how to look at stocks this morning. Like, gappers, what's a gapper? My fingers don't even work, man. My fingers don't work. I was pacing around yesterday. Now, long weekends are no good. No bueno as traders. But guys, again, I hope you had a fantastic holiday weekend, that you just enjoyed every single moment of it, and that you guys are having a really good morning, that you guys are getting warmed up to be fired up, right? To get prepared to have an amazing Money Tuesday. I think I said Money Monday. I've been posting Money Monday in every message and chat. I posted Money Monday on the Morning Stock newsletter, and then to come to realize it's not Monday. It's Tuesday, but this is our Monday, right? This is Money Tuesday. January 18th, 2022, baby. We have 4 days of this week, right? We have up until Friday, so we got 4 trading days of this week, and we have 5 trading days of next week. No days off, and then we end it with a final trading day, Monday the 31st. So we have a total of 10 trading days to go, and we've already completed 10 trading days for the month of January. So we are officially 50% of the way through the month. How has your guys' first part of the month been, right? We're already 50% of the way through. How has it been for you guys? You feeling good? You feeling great? We're locking in consistent profits, right? We're disciplined. We're taking the best of the best setups regardless of the market and regardless of anything else. We're making it happen, right? I felt great about the first 2 weeks. I hope you guys feel the same exact way. And so far, you're on track to hit your goals, okay, team? So again, I hope you guys are just absolutely crushing it. I hope you guys are, I literally just lost my train of thought. Wow. That's what a 3-day weekend will do to you. Like, I was like in the zone there for a moment, and out of nowhere, like brain fart. Like, my brain just went from on 10 and it just went back to a 1. It's like, I'm going to start drooling here in a second and just like nod off. No. Again, guys, I hope you guys are just crushing it. The first 2 weeks, you've hit your goals, you've made it happen, you haven't made mistakes, and if you have, you're learning from those mistakes, you're moving forward. I just really hope that the first 2 weeks of January have been an amazing 2 weeks, and that you're accomplishing everything you guys want to accomplish, and that you guys just have this energy and this motivation to continue applying all of this through the rest of January and through the rest of 2022. All right, so good morning, YouTubers. What's up? Almost forgot about you over there. What do we got going on? You got Joey, Brandon, Savage, MNMN, Denise, Madame, Sleepy Joe, Diego, Steven. What's up? What is going on? Good morning and happy Money Tuesday. Go get a Celsius. Catherine, I'm going to show you something real quick before we get into it, okay? Before we get into it today. This is my life, okay? Empty, somewhat empty, and full. Tell me to get a Celsius. I've already had 3 of them, and I can't wake up. Maybe it's one too many. No, I'm joking. I didn't have 3. One of these was in here from yesterday. I've actually had 1 and a quarter so far today. But yeah, I got to get the Celsius in because I tell you what, guys. Woo! It's a rough morning for me. Not really, but it's just trying to wake up, trying to get back in that mental state, the zone, and I'm sure you guys are feeling the same way. So let's take it easy today. I'm not saying let's take it easy today. Let's take it easy at the start of the day. 9:30, guys. If you feel any kind of emotions, if you feel like the urge to just trade because things are moving, but you're not like 100% focused or 100% like in the zone, don't trade. You don't have to trade today. If you don't feel like you're just in the zone and you don't feel confident and focused and you just have the best mental state, right? You don't have to trade today. You can sit on the sidelines. You could paper trade, mental trade, right? Do not put your account at risk. Do not take unnecessary risks if you don't feel like you're 100% focused. It's okay to have those days, and it's okay to be able to identify those days, to be able to sit on the sidelines, okay? So just be smart, be safe. I'm personally going to be sitting back the first 10 to 15 minutes just to kind of see how the market is, right? See how penny stocks are holding on up, if they're holding on up, see where the opportunity is. Because again, kind of like last week, we saw a lot of movement in pre-market. But again, a lot of those stocks that were moving in pre-market weren't the top gainers, right? They were all prior day movers, and we're kind of seeing the same thing today. We're seeing like BBIG moving again. We have DWAC moving a little bit in pre-market, but a lot of these stocks with news looked good, but the more and more they develop, the worse they look. So we may have similar market conditions like we had last week, and those market conditions last week were we had really good stocks, really good press releases, really good relative volume. I mean, everything looking great in pre-market, but a lot of those stocks were actually fading and actually some of the worst performers on the day, right? All closing red, like 90% of them closing red. And then the ones that were closing green doing well were just the random stocks, the prior day mover stocks, the ISIGs, RELI, right? DWAC still moving around a little bit, GFAI. We even have like BBIG picking back up. So it's not the stocks that have the news and the volume and the focus in pre-market. These stocks really aren't the ones continuing to have the focus throughout the day. A lot of traders are resorting back to these prior day movers, so we just got to be mindful about that. We may see the same market conditions again this week, but we don't know. So again, I'm going to sit back and kind of see how those market conditions are. The stocks that we have today that are fresh, are these going to be the stocks that rip and run today? Are these going to be the best opportunities? Or are these stocks going to fade and fall all day like they did last week? And are we going to see traders going back to the DWACs, back to BBIG, back to prior day movers? And if so, we know exactly what those stocks are. And how do we know? Because we got prepared. And let's go ahead and dive into that preparation. Let's go ahead and talk about the fresh stocks today. Let's talk about those prior day movers. Let's get prepared. Let's build the best watch list so we know what stocks we need to be focused on right at 9:30 to make sure we're hitting it hard, to make sure we know where the opportunity is so we can make that profit. All right, so let's go ahead and once again dive into it. Again, Angel, Chris, Beth, Rebecca, Tracy. I haven't seen you forever, Tracy, aka TikTok Mom. Happy to have you back. How we doing? I hope you had an amazing weekend. Catherine, Corey, Dougie, Jason, Wade. Whew, so many members in chat. If I missed you, it's not personal. I love you all. But let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up that morning stock newsletter. All right, so every single morning, guys, we do put together a morning stock newsletter. So Money Tuesday, January 18th, 2022, morning stock newsletter posted from your boy, Josh, with Alpha Day Trading. All right, so good morning, traders. And I know I put Happy Money Monday. Again, that's how that 3-day weekend will mess with you. It's Happy Money Tuesday. Today marks the start of a brand new day and a brand new week full of brand new opportunities. So regardless of what happened last week, it's in the past. You put it behind you. Today is a brand new day. It's a brand new week, brand new opportunities despite what happened last week. Do not hold on to anything positive. Do not hold on to anything that's negative. Today is a brand new day. Everything that happened last week, last month, last year, it's in the past. You can't control it. Focus on today. Focus on the future. Okay? So again, brand new opportunities in the market. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday weekend and that you guys are fired up for a great trading day ahead. We had an absolutely amazing week last week in the market and are absolutely crushing 2022. What a strong and profitable month. I don't know about you guys. We've seen some great profits. We've seen some just consistent, not even just great, but consistent profits. I'm up right around 55-ish for the month. Nowhere near my goal, but I don't care, right? Because I'm making profit consistently, and I know that trading's an average, and I can hit my goal the last day of the month. Again, I'm not really focused on that, but so far I'm up right around 54 and some change for the start of 2022. And starting 22 was bad. I was down like $1,500 that Monday. So a good comeback, consistently profitable since, despite choppy market conditions. We're finding the opportunities and we're making it happen. So again, like you guys know, live stream is up from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's when we're inside the chat and we jump on the mic at 9 o'clock. So get fired up, team, because yes, we are hitting it very hard today. So if you guys want to go through every single press release, okay, go ahead and go to alphadaytrading.com. Go to Morning Stock Newsletter. It's actually going to be under Trading Education Center. Okay, and go to Morning Stock Newsletter. It's the first one, Morning Stock Newsletter, January 18th. And you can look at every single stock that has news. I'm not going to do that. It's going to take way too much time. And just like last week, a lot of these stocks really don't have any opportunity out of the gate. But it's good to know these stocks that have news, just in case you start to see them moving up here, 9:45, 9:50, 10 o'clock. You know that, okay, hey, DATS, Web 3.0 platform for protecting NFTs. It's an NFT-related press release, right? You already know what it is. You know that there's a catalyst. You know that there's good news and why the stock's moving. So you're already somewhat prepared. So again, if you want to go through every single stock with news, go ahead and do that. That's what I've been doing over the past 30 to 45 minutes to get us prepared for the day. So out of these stocks with news, I want to focus on PTE. They're announcing US FDA approval for their pivotal phase 3 study. You got two keywords to look for in a hot press release: US FDA approval and phase 3 study. So I definitely want to watch PTE. I want to watch BBI. Why do I want to watch BBI? Or I actually want to watch it to the short side today. The last 10 stocks that we've seen, H.C. Wainwright initiating coverage on the stock with a ridiculous price target. What happens with those stocks, right? I'm not saying 100% of the time, but like pretty darn consistently. I didn't even point this out. I think it was Placid, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Placid, like, hey, should we just short the H.C. Wainwright press releases? I'm like, why would you want to do that? And then we went back and looked at every single stock that had the article, H.C. Wainwright initiating coverage, ridiculous price target. They faded that day. Faded and fell, faded and fell. So again, we got BBI, H.C. Wainwright initiating coverage with the $2 price target. Right now, BBI is a 27-cent stock. So I'm looking to see if this stock maybe pops out of the gate and see if it fades and falls for a duration of the day, and also to go see if it is a stock that can be shorted. Okay, now we do have some other stocks in here with good news, but a lot of these stocks aren't doing anything. For example, CELU, fast track designation from the FDA. Pretty good news. But when we go look at CELU, right, the stock is doing absolutely nothing. Went for around 414, hitting those pre-market highs of 669 all the way back down to 423. Literally no opportunity there on CELU. So with that being said, if you guys do want to look at all of these stocks with news, please do, right? I post it every single morning for you guys to get you guys prepared. Pre-market gappers, prior day top gainers, and weekly earnings as well. So out of this list, okay, I do want to watch PTE. And there's a couple reasons I want to watch PTE. Number one, we have good news, US FDA approval, pivotal phase 3 trial. So we have good news. PTE was doing a little bit better when we were talking about it right around like 850-ish, right? 845, 850. It was looking better. Since then, it's kind of pulled back pretty aggressively. But PTE is a lower float stock as well. One thing I noticed about a lot of these stocks is they're all over 100 million in float. So we do have PTE that's under $1. PTE is a 66 million in float stock, and it's trading 2x on the volume, right? So we do have not high relative volume, but we are trading 2x, right? Million shares on average. Today we're trading 2 million shares here in pre-market. Right now, only up 8.8%. So you're probably asking, why do you even want to watch this stock, Josh? Like, why are you even looking at it? Well, what do we know about penny stocks? We know that penny stocks have 3 very strong psychological levels of support and resistance. $1 being the strongest, $5 being the second, $10 being the third. One thing that I've noticed during my career of trading penny stocks is when a penny stock is underneath of $1 for more than 6 months and it actually breaks $1, normally they're big time breaks, right? Big time breakouts. They could run 100%, 200%, 300%. Market conditions, right? Really depends on those market conditions. So that's another reason why I do want to watch PTE, because it is a medium float stock. It has the volume, not a lot of volume compared to some other movers, but we do have the volume, and there's a catalyst. There is a reason for the stock to be moving, and it's a good catalyst. Right now in pre-market, it doesn't look good whatsoever, but I am curious to see if this stock gets some traction here today. If we do see some focus, if we do see some good volume moving back in, as the stock has been underneath of $1 for about 7 months now. So I do want to keep PTE on watch, just to see if we do get that $1 break. And if so, we could see a lot of great action because this stock has been underneath of $1 for more than 6 months. So let's go ahead and definitely watch PTE. NURO must be a fresh one. 907 News, yep. Receiving FDA breakthrough device designation in regards to cancer chemotherapy. So NURO, all right, getting some action here. Low float stock, 6.6 million in float. Right now, already trading almost 1 million shares in the past 10 minutes here on NURO. On average, this stock trades 344,000. Okay, so we do have good news. Just released at 9:07 here on NURO. We are trading 2 times the volume in the last 10 minutes, so we can see that we do have a good amount of volume moving on into the stock. And where could we see the stock go next? So next level of resistance team here on NURO is going to be underneath these daily lows as well as the 50-day moving average. Anything over that, we could see NURO up towards around 7 and then $7.18, which is the 200-day moving average here on NURO. And if the stock is strong enough, if this is where all the traders go and this is the number one gainer, then absolutely we could see the stock up towards around 8 and then up towards around that 875 to possibly fill this gap here on NURO. Okay, so definitely watching NURO. We have great news, good volume, and it's a low float stock as well, right? A lot of our stocks today are over 100 million in float, so they're going to be a little bit slower movers, but they're still profitable, and then we can still take advantage of those opportunities. So again, NURO, resistance at pre-market highs of 606 and then 631, which is the 50-day moving average. And then anything over 631, next target would be 7 and then 720, which is going to be your 200-day moving average here on NURO. And support right now is going to be back down towards around 531. So we have NURO that's on watch out of the gate. I know PTE right now is not doing a lot, but I still think we should keep it on watch as a little bit of a back burner stock. I do want to check out BBI if this stock is shortable, and if we can locate shares to short here on BBI, we could see, sorry guys, my watch list is spazzing out right now, NURO. There we go, fantastic. BBI is the H.C. Wainwright article with a $2 price target, and the stock went from 20 cents up to 33 cents, right now sitting around 27 cents. Again, the last 10 stocks, I would say that we've seen with the H.C. Wainwright news, They move up in pre-market, they move a little bit when the market opens, and then they, typically fade and fall for the remainder of the day. So that's why I'm kind of looking at BBI to see if we could locate some shares here, to see if it is shortable, to see if we could possibly take this back down towards around Friday's close at 20 bucks to the short side as a possible all-day fader there on BBI. We do have SRGA as well. So what's going on with SRGA? So dropped a press release this morning right around 7 o'clock. Receives FDA clearance for HOLO portal system, the world's first AI-driven AR guidance system for spine surgery. And they also report preliminary fourth quarter and full year 2021 results. So the keywords there is we have receiving FDA clearance here on SRGA. Now, SRGA was leading pre-market. It was the only stock that had good news, right? The stock that was trading high relative volume and the stock that was actually looking kind of decent, I guess, here in pre-market, one of the better looking ones. But since then, as we've developed and as these stocks have, developed more over the past hour and a half, again, not a lot of great opportunity across the board, guys. So again, we do have SRGA. It is trading high relative volume. On average, it trades 2 million. Today, we're trading 10 million here in pre-market since 7 a.m. It is a larger float stock. So that's just something to be mindful of, is that, again, it is 117 million in float. It will be a slower and steadier stock. So where could we see SRGA go if this is the stock that traders land on, right? If this is the stock that traders decide this is the stock that we're going to trade. Where could we see this go? Well, right now, we do want to see the stock staying above $1. Okay, we would like to see it stay above $1 natural support here on SRGA. And if we look at our daily chart, our next level of resistance is going to be up towards around 117, and then possibly filling the gap at 123, as well as hitting that 200-day moving average. So not only would this be a gap fill on the daily chart here on SRGA, you also have the 200-day moving average sitting right there at 124. So if we see SRGA stay above $1, it sets up, it's breaking above this pre-market resistance at 109, 110, and we see the opportunity. We know that we have resistance at 117, 122. It's actually 123. Let's call it 123. Right around that 200-day moving average and the gap fill as well there on SRGA. Now, I know a lot of you guys are asking about ATVA. Like, hey, what's up with ATVI? Right? Well, it's Microsoft buyout news. So if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft is going to be buying out Activision, ATVI, for like $65 billion. It's actually $68 billion, but that equates to $95 per share. I would say 90% of the time, right? When you see a acquisition press release, right? This is an acquisition press release, $69 billion, $68 billion at a per share price. In this case, $95 per share. 90% of the time, you see the stock sit around that price. In this case, $95. However, 10% of the time, right? It's very rare, but sometimes you will see these stocks actually be volatile, actually move, actually give you opportunity. So just be mindful that, again, it is taking place at $95 per share. That is what ATVI is worth right now, as that's what they're being acquired at. Could we see some activity? Absolutely. Could we see some movement? Absolutely. But again, it's rare. That's about 10% of the time that happens. While 90% of the time, the stock will sit pretty much flat for the day. So be mindful there on ATVI before getting involved, thinking it's going to go to $100, $110, right? It's worth $95 a share. And again, 90% of the time, the stock will sit right at that acquisition price. Again, this case was 95 bucks. Now, again, I know we're not too excited about what we're seeing in pre-market. Just like last week with penny stocks, there wasn't that much excitement with what we were seeing in pre-market, correct? There wasn't a lot of excitement. We had really good news last week. We had great volume on those stocks that had news. High relative volume, we even had low float stocks. Today, we see more large float stocks than low float stocks. But there wasn't a lot of excitement because we knew that these stocks were fading. right? A lot of these top gaining stocks in pre-market were fading throughout the day, right? IMMX, IMRN. I mean, we can go back and look at all of these stocks. What stocks were the ones moving consistently, right, last week? They were all prior day top gainers or prior day movers. RELI, GNPX. I mean, even ISIG was moving and we were shorting the crap out of that. DWAC. It wasn't the stock that had fresh volume and great news and activity. Those stocks were fading and falling. The stocks that were actually just kind of doing nothing, right? Pretty kind of flat, kind of stagnant, not a lot of action in pre-market. Those were the ones that would just 9:30, boom. That's where all the focus is. What stocks were moving on Friday? Okay, what stocks were those? Well, we had Friday's top gainer was SBEV. Okay, SBEV closed up 118%. Aren't you glad we talked a little bit about SBEV there on Friday and why we shouldn't short it? We actually had a good long off of that 260 level. So I'm very glad that you weren't shorting this stock yet on SBEV because, again, it absolutely just ripped to the upside, okay? So I want to watch SBEV today above 320, right? That was some resistance from Friday. We see its pre-market support. I do want to keep the stock on watch around this 320 level. Worst case scenario, it does nothing today. It could set up for a mid-candle breakout on SBEV, kind of like what we had on ECOR. Now, ECOR, the mid-candle breakout, took place later in the day, but it still ended up popping up towards around that 90-cent level. So again, another top gainer was ECOR. Now, I'm not really watching ECOR today. I'm mainly focused on SBEV because, again, this one closed up over 100%. 118%. It is holding that 320 level. I would like to see if buyers and traders move back into SBEV today. Again, if they don't, I think this could still be a great candidate for tomorrow for a possible mid-candle breakout. More gainers from last week, more movers, right? DWAC was moving consistently last week, right? 3 of the 5 days was a good day here on DWAC, so I do want to keep this on watch again today. Over Thursday's highs of 74.47, next target here on DWAC is going to be $77.32, $80, and then $82.19 here on DWAC. Again, why are we watching this, Josh? This stock's doing nothing. There's no volume, right? Well, again, last week, the stock was doing absolutely nothing, and it moved. The stock was doing absolutely nothing in pre-market, and it actually moved, right? It actually had some movement. There was opportunity, and a lot of the stocks that were gapping up and moving, and there was a reason, those stocks didn't really do a whole lot. So we are watching DWAC, as again, it was a prior day mover. It actually moved consistently all last week. We should keep this one on watch, again, above 74.47, up towards around 77.32, and then around 82.19. And then we definitely need to watch BBIG. And I know a lot of you guys are asking, well, why is BBIG even moving? All right, why is it moving? Well, I do not remember exactly what the press release was, but last Monday, if I'm not mistaken, there was a press release on BBIG. BBIG is a former runner. Again, this stock went from around $2.37 all the way up to $12.49. BBIG was one of those hype stocks, just like ATER was one of those hype stocks. AMC and GameStop, it was one of those hype stocks that everybody was talking about back in late August, early September. So again, it's a stock that traders remember. It had a press release, and it just ended up getting volume and continuing to see more and more and more action, more and more and more volume after that press release there on Monday. And that's all we're seeing on BBIG is just continuation, right? Again, that's market conditions. Market conditions right now for penny stocks are not the stock that has the best volume today and the stock that has the best press release today is the stock that is going to do the best today. Those are not market conditions like normally they are for penny stocks. Market conditions right now are prior day movers, are the stocks that have the best opportunity for the day. What are our prior day movers, prior week movers? Well, you have BBIG. That's one of the stocks we're watching. Top 3 stocks out of the gate. What's another prior day, prior week mover? DWAC, right? Those are market conditions. That's where our focus should be right out of the gate. What was another prior day mover? Well, we had SBEV was a prior day mover as well. This stock actually moved all week last week. Gapped up on Tuesday, hit highs of almost $4.50 there on Friday. Again, another top gainer from last week, another prior day mover. Those are market conditions. We know that. Why are we really focused on NURO, BBI, PTE as our top gaining stocks, the ones that we should really focus on out of the gate? I don't think we should. I think we should be watching BBIG, DWAC, SBEV, and then is there any other ones from last week that we should really be keeping on watch? Possibly PSTI as well, right? PSTI gapped up on Monday, not a whole lot, but we actually saw a little bit of movement there Friday night. So another stock, a little bit of a back burner that we'll keep on watch, and then GFAI from Friday. Okay, so GFAI from around $1 up towards around 162 was the close on Friday. Another prior day mover. So those are the stocks that I think you should put some of your focus on right at the start of the day. Once again, for those reasons, those are market conditions. That's where we're seeing the best of the best opportunity. And again, that's just coming off of last week. But right now, what do you guys think? What do you guys think are going to be the best stocks of the day? What do you think the number one stock is going to be for today? Do you think the number one stock for today is going to be NURO, right? Fresh news, fresh volume, right? Do you think it's going to be BBI, HC Wainwright initiating coverage, $2 price target? Do you think it's going to be PTE and PTE with FDA approval news, right? Do you think it's going to be that for a possible dollar break? Do you think it's going to be SRGA and SRGA with FDA clearance news? Or do you think it's going to be a prior day mover like DWAC, BBIG, GFAI, or even SBEV? What are you guys thinking? So right now, again, like I told you from the get-go, I'm really going to sit back 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes to see what stocks are hitting the halt resume scanner, stocks hitting the breakout scanner, stocks hitting the high day momentum scanner. Looking to see if it's going to be stocks that were moving fresh in pre-market, like NURO, or if it's going to be a prior day mover like DWAC that's already popping out of the gate about $2. Again, ATVI acquisition news, Microsoft acquiring them, $95 a share. It could possibly just sit sideways. So don't get too excited there until you actually see some movement. I am watching PFE today. I am watching Apple, Ford as well. We saw the VIX gap up from around 19 to 22. So again, there's some fear in the market, right? The VIX is moving on up and we're actually gapping down here on the SPY and the Qs. Just because we're gapping down doesn't mean it's going to be a red day, okay? Right? We could see it gap down and close green, gap down and close green. We could see it gap up and close red. So just because the markets are down 1.25%, the SPY, just because the Qs are down almost 2% doesn't mean it's going to be a bloody red day. We just have to be patient and wait to see where traders go. So the SPY over 460, it looks good up to like 461.14, right? So we would be looking for the SPY possibly long over 460, right? And 460 was Friday's low. Over Friday's low of 460, we have room to Friday's open. And Friday's open was right around 461.20. Now, again, if we are staying below 460 and the SPY is stuck below 460 and we're not breaking above and it's looking weak, we have room to Monday's low, which is 456.72 there on the SPY. And then the Qs, kind of the same thing, just watching Friday's levels. Friday's low, right around 374.95. As long as the Qs are below that level, we technically have room all the way down to Monday's lows at 369.36. Okay, so we're just basically looking at Friday's lows and close, and then last Monday's low as well, as that's where we could see the Qs move, and that's where we could see the SPY move to as well. You got like VXX, right? You got SPXS, some other inverse ETFs besides UVXY. So you have SPXS, right? You have VXX. Stock Talk, where can I go to sign up? You can just go to alphadaytrading.com. We have about 20% of our seats left. Okay, so last week we had quite a few new members enroll. And like I told you guys, we are capping at a certain amount of members. Okay, so we had, I think like 60% left last week. Now it's 80%. Okay, so again, slots and seats are being taken very, very quickly. Again, that's not an urgency thing. It's just reality. They are. And eventually, when you go to alphadaytrading.com, it may say, hey, you cannot enroll right now. And you're like, why can't I enroll? Well, because we've capped how many members can actually join at this point in time. So it's not like you, it's me, right? I'm going to shut that down at a certain amount of members because I want to make sure you guys have my undivided attention in chat, to make sure we can bang out these one-on-ones with you guys, to make sure that, again, you're getting my undivided attention. So NURO is halted. I'm looking at SRGA here as well, just kind of scanning through. Like I said, the first 10 to 15 minutes are really about patience and discipline and sitting on your hands to see where the best of the best opportunity is. Next resistance here on BBIG, because I know a lot of you guys are watching BBIG as well. So next level of resistance, $5, pretty easy. $5 natural resistance. And then you do have a good amount of resistance at 514, right? Couple spiking highs right around that 514. So you're looking at 5 to 514 being your next level of resistance there on BBIG. So again, we have key FDA designation on NURO. It's actually our lowest float stock, 6 million in float. Everything else is 100, 118, 121, 124. We got a lot of large float stocks. So NURO dropped that press release right around 9 o'clock. The lowest float stock on the leaderboard besides IMRN. I see IMRN is halted as well. And IMRN is literally just bouncing off the 50 SMA. Remember IMRN on Tuesday? IMRN had really, really good news, and we're like, my goodness, IMRN is going to be the number one stock, right? Low float, high relative volume, great news, did absolutely nothing at all. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, did nothing. And now today, we're actually starting to rip here. But again, don't be misled. Look at the volume. You would think like, oh my gosh, it's ripping, $3.20 to $4. Ah! Look at the volume. It's really not a lot of volume, right? 14,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 24,000 shares, 20,000 shares. It's like 80,000 shares, guys. So just because you see IMRN halted to the upside doesn't mean it's going to start ripping to 5, 6, 7. This could be a typical pump and dump. Why would I think it's good? It could be a pump and dump because it's moving up on very light volume. But again, we could see the stock rip. We could see the stock run because it was really good news last week. Did absolutely nothing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see if it holds up. Let's see if we have more clean volume move in, consistent volume move in. Let's see if this is going to be a consistent stock. The last thing I want to do is be the guinea pig. Last thing I want to do is jump in right here and it dump all the way back down to $3 because it was a pump and dump, right? Let's sit back and see if this stock is going to be consistent. Yep, so you have 7 and then 720 resistance. So keep in mind, you have your 200-day moving average on NURO right at $7.20. So 7 to 720 resistance there on NURO. $5 resistance on IMRN. At this point in time, I have no trades, guys. You're like, what are you trading, Josh? Big old goose egg, a big old zero. Okay, why? Well, I know I'm a little rusty today. That 3-day weekend really got me a little rusty, right? It happens. Am I in the zone? Yeah, I'm in the zone. Am I confident? Absolutely. But am I feeling slightly rusty? Just a little bit, right? So I want to make sure I'm really being extra disciplined and extra patient and waiting for the best of the best opportunities. Make sure I'm reading the markets correctly to also make sure I'm not being the guinea pig. Last thing I want to do is jump into one of these stocks and it dump and take an unnecessary loss by not being patient and getting an idea of what market conditions are. So again, I just don't want to be the guinea pig. It doesn't matter how fast I make money. What really matters is how much I walk away with. I can get my trade today at 12 o'clock, right? Doesn't matter if I get it at 9:40 or 12 or 3:59. That doesn't matter as long as I'm disciplined, patient, consistent, and I'm locking in those profits. So watching IMRN here, again, no reason to get involved for me personally. I'm just kind of watching this above 4 to 406 to see if it's actually going to hold on up here. NURO going into that 10-minute halt, you're looking at 9:44 would be the unhalt time. So DWAC is trying to break over that Thursday high. Your next level of resistance, the next profit target, 77.32 there on DWAC. And BBIG just hit $5. Next target, 514. So boom, 514 was just hit to the penny on BBIG. Isn't that crazy, guys? Right? It went right to 514 and then back down. Why? Because other traders see 514 as a level of resistance. So what do they do at resistance? They sell. Yeah, BBIG is rocking right now. BBIG is rocking right now. And like I said, my opinion this morning was looking at prior day movers. BBIG, DWAC were the top ones. Then we were looking at maybe like GFAI, looking at SBEV, right? Now, don't get me wrong, NURO is up, but again, it's been halted for the past 10 minutes. It's only really had 6 minutes of trading before it got halted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of trading before it got halted. So again, right now, let's look at our other top stocks that we had on watch because of news. BBI, anything there? Nope. PTE, anything there? Not right now. SRGA, anything there? Nope. What stocks are moving? Prior day movers. DWAC, BBIG, right? IMRN, well, not really a prior day mover. Made it move, but it was a prior day fader. But again, I remember the stock had really good news, so maybe traders are finally moving on into this. We just got to keep this one on watch as well. So NURO should be live here in a few moments, guys. NURO should be live in about 4 seconds. Again, room to 7 and then 720. So right now, guys, we are still halted here on NURO. Still halted at this time. The halt time on this stock was 9:34:20, team. So right now, we are past. Oh, wait, hold up. My bad. I am, again, typical start to the week, right? But adding in that third day, we should be live in 5 seconds. I was misreading the time. All right, so we should be live at 9:44:20 right now. Live, big gap up, lock in some profits. Not a bad idea to lock in profits because you're right at the 200-day moving average. Not lock it all up, but scale out. Right, start trimming. Right, trim. It's never a bad idea to lock profits. If we hold the halt level, as long as this stays above 680, you have room to $8. So as long as we do not drop below the halt level of 680, your next target to the upside is going to be $8. So right now, let's see if NURO can stay above the 680 halt level. If so, $8 would be next here on NURO. So again, 680, right? That's the halt level. You have a gap. Intraday gaps like to be filled. And the gap was created because of the halt, and halt levels like to bounce. So you got a couple different reasons why we could see 680 bounce and get that nice big pop here. Back above 7, really needing to break 720, right? Really needing to break 720 before you see that next big wave of volume move in, possibly pushing the stock up towards around 8. All right, YouTubers, enjoy your day. And I was a little rusty this morning. You guys know that's not common, right? What do you expect after a 3-day weekend? A little bit of rust, but we're good. We're all set, ready to rock and roll. You guys know exactly where your focus should be. And just be smart, trade safe, make it happen. And with that being said, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning as we get you guys prepared once again for the day. So to leave you with this, NURO. Above 680 here, guys, right? Nice decreasing volume pullback above 680. We could definitely see that nice big bounce. Really need to break over the 200-day moving average. And that 200-day moving average right now, team, is 720. So above 680 looks good. Breaking 720, that's where I expect to see a nice big pop and a nice big surge of volume move in. Your next level is $8 on NURO, okay? So you're definitely watching NURO. IMRN above $4. Why is IMRN moving? Well, again, it had really good news last Tuesday. We thought it was going to be the top gainer, did absolutely nothing. But right now, it's getting a nice little bounce off the 50 SMA, and we're starting to see that 20 EMA cross the 50 as well. IMRN, as long as this stock is staying above $4, we have room to $5 here on IMRN. Definitely another stock you should keep on watch, okay? BBI, I really wouldn't be crazy about going long because, again, the last 10 stocks we've seen with the H.C. Wainwright news, right? Ridiculous price target. They move a little bit, but 80% of them would fade and fall. We'd actually have room back down to $20 there on BBI. PTE, we're looking for a dollar break. Okay, I want to see it intraday breaking and holding above that 200 SMA. That 200 SMA is right around 77 cents. As long as PTE is staying above 77 cents, oh, there's a lot of good opportunity up to $1. And if we can break $1, we could see a nice big explosive move to 117 and then the 137, as $1 is the strongest level for penny stocks to get above. This stock has been underneath of $1 for around 6 to 7 months. The longer, the better. We could see a big time break over $1 on PTE. SRGA, nothing there. DWAC, next target, $77.32, $80, and then $82.19. BBIG, we knew we had 514 resistance. We came up to 514 to the penny. We're starting to pull back a little bit. Right now, again, 514 was a pretty decent level there on BBIG, right around that 514 mark. Right now, if we can break above 514 on BBIG, Yes, there's some resistance up towards around like 537, 550, but your big level, your big target is this gap fill, right? Up towards around 587. So if you're in BBIG, you're scaling out, you're working with the stock little by little by little, right? Your next main level of resistance where you should start taking a good majority of profit, I would say would be up into that gap fill level, right around 587 there on BBIG. Okay, so that's what we're watching. That's why we're watching it. And again, we're all set, ready to rock. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be smart and trade safe. If you guys have any questions, shoot me an email anytime at josh@alphadaytrading.com. Until then, happy, safe trading, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning at the start of pre-markets. So, team, we got the 9 EMA, right at 679, and you got that gap fill level there on NURO. So NURO is right at that sweet spot, filling the gap from the halt, bouncing off the 9 EMA. Stock has news, stock has volume, stock has some attention and activity towards it. I mean, that would be a decent little level to see NURO hold above, is that 680 level. But what have we been seeing a lot of? What have we been seeing a lot of with penny stocks? A lot of false moves, a lot of decent setups, good setups, right? Not holding on up, fading and falling. It's like the best setups don't work out, but the crappiest setups do. So just be mindful of that. Again, the best looking setups consistently are failing, which is sad. We got to wait for that fail. Wait for it to come on down, bottom, and then look for a dip, look for a bounce, or simply looking to short these stocks. I know it sounds weird. Like, what do you mean short a great long setup? Yeah, it sounds weird, but those are market conditions, right? Bull flags, false breaks, dumping, right? A lot of great long opportunities, just not holding on up, not working on out, right? Tons of rug pulls, tons of dumps, right? Why would we want to go long in the market that's telling us, hey, I'm probably going to dump on you? Why are we going to go long? Why are we beating a dead horse? We know consistently, penny stocks, great setups, 80% of the time are failing or falling or dumping. So why go long on something you know is going to fade, fall, and dump? Right? Continue the trade with the market conditions, right? We know the market conditions, okay? So right now, NURO, it's kind of sitting back, waiting to see where the stock is going. If you guys got in for that gap and go over pre-market highs, you were taking some nice profits, 80, 90 cents, $1 to the upside. Right now, you're scaling out little by little by little. IMRN back below $4 here. NURO, again, 680. You want to see the stock staying above 680, guys. BBI is trying to get a little bit of action, but you got a lot of resistance at 30 cents. PTE, I mean, doesn't look bad above 77. I think, you have room from 77 to $1 on PTE. FDA approval news, pivotal phase 3 trial. I mean, probably one of the better press releases on PTE. So I'm definitely watching PTE here above 77. And DWAC is the one that's really just taken on off consistently.